Hello, everybody. Welcome back to ADHD Power Tools. I want to congratulate you, Brooke, on being a new mom. And speaking of being a new mom, I want to ask you, what can you give us, our viewers, tools on being a new mom with ADHD?
Okay. Well, thank you for the congratulations. It's definitely been eye-opening, and I love every moment of it. Priorities definitely shift when we become a mom. I mean, I was a stepmom of two boys, but it's totally different having a newborn, and not have going through that stage previously. This baby just is totally dependent of you. So it's so rewarding, but also a lot at the same time. So it's okay to feel overwhelmed and exhausted if you're listening right now and you're a new mom, or if you're pregnant or thinking about getting pregnant and you're worried about that stage. It's okay. It's normal. It's a new thing. It is stressful, but it's totally rewarding at the same time. So a couple of things that have just, come up for me and some other new moms with ADHD that I would like to share for those of you who are new moms or are thinking about being new moms, is if you're on medication for your ADHD, speak to your doctor about medication. So a lot of ADHDers take stimulant medications, non-stimulant medications, might also take antidepressants for co-existing conditions like anxiety and depression. And I would say just to, before you become a new mom, speak to your doctor about whether or not you can continue those. Because if you can't, you are going to try to wean off of that, which does take a while to do. So, people ask me, hey, can I stay on my medication? And really, I would say that's a personal decision with your doctor. Some people stay on it, some people don't. There's risk or reward with that. So again, speak to your doctor. So decide ahead of time if you can. Do you want to breastfeed? Do you want to pump? Do you want to go the formula route? Whatever way you decide to go, don't make yourself feel guilty about it. And with that being said, try not, I know it's hard, but try not to compare yourself to what other mothers do, because we know that a lot of people say that breastfeeding is the best way, but at the same time, if you're having like scheduling difficulties or latching difficulties, don't beat yourself up about it. Know that it's okay. You are going to be able to spend more time with your child and be more present with them in other ways if you don't have that ability to do that. Also with comparing, I know there's so much information out there. It's like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do during this phase? I was in the fourth trimester. Well, I still am in the fourth trimester, but when am I supposed to start a nighttime routine? What should I do? Sleep training? They do that. What should we do? So one step at a time, whatever works for you and your baby. Every baby is unique, just like every individual with ADHD is unique. Mm-hmm. So there's a couple of things that I definitely just want to share, I think might help, and get, like if you want to educate yourself on different stages of childhood and newborn, there's apps like the Bump that sends me a notification every week, like, congratulations, they actually sent me one today. Your baby's 11 weeks. And these are some of the changes that you should expect in these 11 weeks. So I know what to look forward to. Again, it's not a one size fits all. It's not necessarily all 11-week babies, but these are some things that you should expect. So it kind of gives me some excitement to know like what to look forward to.
Yes. I love these tools. Are you using anything else?
Oh yeah, there's tons of other things.
That's right. Well, I want to ask you a quick question. I want to ask you, so you talk about comparing, you talk about the influx of information that comes in, right? You hear a lot of different information, but how do you filter out through these resources what's reliable, what's the most reliable? Brooke, do you have like a specific resource that you make sure you can trust?
Yeah, so the bump's been around for a really long time. So I read those articles. I also read What to Expect. That has been so helpful. So they've had What to Expect When Expecting for years. My aunt actually gave me her old book. But I also bought What to Expect with a new or your first year. So every time I'm pumping in the middle of the night, I'll just read a little bit of that and say, all right, where's my baby at? Like, what phase is she? And what should I expect? And it just gives me some like solid ground to say, okay, I can do this now. So maybe I should try this. So I don't have that analysis paralysis. Books like Baby Wise, that's also super helpful. I was passed down that book by someone who has teenagers now. But I would say those resources have been really helpful. Also, speak to friends or family if you want that you trust and you value their opinions and their information. Doesn't mean that you have to do it the way that they're doing it, but they might be helpful if you have a question like, hey, I don't know what to do when during bath time, or hey, do I need to sterilize my bottles, blah blah blah. Like, might be helpful if you trust and value their opinion as well.
Yes, 100%, 100%.
Also, in the hospital that I delivered, they have mommy support groups too for free. So it's on Zoom, it's every Monday. So sometimes I'll just pop in and see what the other moms are doing, speak to the therapist in the group, like, hey, what should I expect with this, X, Y, and Z. So that's helpful as well. But also some things to be aware of are, like ADHD, as you said it before, they hate routine, but thrive on it at the same time. Well, when you have a newborn, routine's out the door.
Yeah.
So it can be hard. It's like, okay, now I have to create a new routine. So with that being said, it's important to create some sort of routine down the road with your baby. So your routine can be based on what you're doing with the baby. So if you're putting down the baby for a nap, then you can do what you need to do during nap time or whatever. So with that being said, there is routine adjustments and there's sleepless nights, which also increase your ADHD symptoms. I know I'm not glamorizing this, but I promise it's worth it. And it's really important to invest in help, like a partner or a family member or hire. Don't feel guilty if someone says, hey, can I come and watch, your baby so you can take a shower or you can work out or take a nap. Like, encourage that. You're not superwoman. We burn out too, and we can't fill from an empty cup. I know we've heard it before. So make sure you're taking care of yourself and allowing others to help when they say, hey, can I do this? Fine. Also, baby swings, baby wear, things like that are super helpful. I like taking my baby on a walk in the stroller. She falls right asleep, and it gives me that time to walk, be in vitamin D in nature, get outside, do stuff for myself as well.
Yes, it sounds like you're right. The fourth trimester that you speak of requires a lot of executive function skills, and it's that lack of routine, and you got to really organize it really well. And it's so important to understand that it's going to be a speed bump. It's going to be kind of all over the place. It's going to be a mess. But you make a really good point. It's all really worth it. You make a very good point with that.
Yeah, and don't expect too much from yourself, especially if you're a first-time mom. I mean, how do you like you're going to do things wrong, things aren't going to go as planned, but there's really no manual on how to be a mom. There's the books that I mentioned, there's, support groups, but you're doing the best you can and you're going to mess up sometimes. And it's okay. You'll move
Yes,
forward.
it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. So those are my tips for those of you who are either looking to be a mom or are a new mom. I also follow Mommy Labor Nurse. She's an amazing resource as well. She's like 500,000 people on Instagram. She is a labor nurse and also has wonderful courses that I wish I knew when I was pregnant, about what to expect and how to plan and when you are a mom. So I think that's helpful. And her free social media content is very digestible and bite-sized chunks as well. And you could follow, I did an Instagram live with her. You can follow it on my Instagram at Coaching with Brooke too, if you need
Okay. And what was the username?
Mommy labor nurse.
Mommy labor nurse. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you, Brooke.
You're welcome.